Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell 109. I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. It's been, once again, a little hectic, a little busy around here, life. I did get some time crafting. I do have a couple finished objects and a WIP to talk about. But yeah, it's... when things get busy here, like, it's weird because, like, they're not things worth talking about, but it's just busy activity, flurry stuff. Woo! So let's crack on for what I have for my finished objects here. So first off, I have my squares from Christy Cook over at Tea Doddles, Cozy Murder Mystery Cow. That is my variegated block this month. And this is my solid color block this month. I think this is like French Country, and this is Royal in Red Heart. If you haven't heard me say it before, I'm just trying to use up a lot of my Red Heart yarns this year, and this was one of the patterns that I chose for that. I am going to insert a picture here of what all my blocks look like together so far and the order they will be going into the blanket in. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a weird mood today. We're just gonna roll with it. So next up, I did a third loop half double crochet dishcloth in the yarn that Rose sent to me. Like I told you guys, it wasn't gonna make it to doing a tutorial. Plus, that's not gonna film great for a tutorial, black yarn and stuff. But I do have a ball of yarn pulled together for one out of two tutorials I will eventually release over the summer to support Rose and her Wishes for Wings project that she's doing. So we got that done. I had a little bit left over, so I made a dish round, which, like I've said before, I love these for cleaning surfaces. I actually prefer these for cleaning dishes. I think I can just get in there and scrub better with these, and I like the reverse single crochet border on these to just get in there and scrub real good in the crevices. And so my final finished object took every bit of a month to make. Oh, thanks. If you remember my Facebook group, you saw my beautiful makeup-less, spotty first thing in the morning pictures of this. But I did finish my Bride of Frankenstein wig hat. It's not secure on there. Like I said, there is a drawstring to kind of tighten it down on your head. And I told you guys I was going to need it. The final weight on this is exactly 2 pounds. I do think I'm going to have to come back through and tack my hem down, because you can see there where it's kind of like lifting. So I might have to tack it down just to ensure that the curls being pulled up aren't pulling up on the brim there, because I don't want all my ugly end weaving in sticking out. But I am super duper happy with how this turned. I mean, when last week when I showed it to you, it looked like a giant octopus. Then when I got the curls pulled up on it, I mean, you couldn't really tell what it was. And then as soon as I got the first white stripe up, it was really obvious what this is. So I am very, very happy with how that turned out. I don't know if you can see. Well, yeah, you can kind of see where this is sloped on the inside. I told you guys it was not actually overstuffed, but it just kind of looked way bulbousier than it was intended to. So what I did to ensure that none of that stuffing prevented me from getting my head in there really well is when I finished sewing everything to the top here, I did come through the top with one of my really long upholstery needles and caught this area here and I just kind of double checked to make sure I pushed all the stuffing out in kind of that donut there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's very, very heavy. I'm hoping it's cold for Halloween again this year because, I mean, that would be a lot of fun to wear for Halloween, handing out candy. I don't want to put this back in my basket. I'll leave it down here for now. But I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. Unfortunately, that was the only project that was an FO by the end of my own make-along. I'm still not done with my cards. I'm still not done with the plastic canvas. So I got 1 out of 3 finished, which isn't that bad. And technically, you could kind of call this Halloween too. It is Halloween-y colors. So that brings us to the WIP I want to share with you guys. So I got that Mary Maxim Elements yarn, and I shared it with you guys the other day. And I did decide, okay, I'm going to master 2 at a time on magic loop socks. And when I'm doing new techniques, I prefer to size them up. So I went ahead and did a slip stitch heel. I'm not very happy with the slip stitch heel I used. I'm not going to give you the pattern for it. It sucks. And I don't want to call out the designer on this one because I know other people have great success with it, but I'm going to be honest, like this is not the route to go. But and also the stitch counts are off. I mean, I'm pretty 2 gauge tension knitter. And, yeah, I just had a lot of issues with this pattern. It's not a super popular one, but other people have had success with it. I am going to be using, I'll leave a link down below if I can find the video again. There is a better, my next one's going to be a wrap and turn slip stitch heel. And then I'm going to do a German short row heel on these. But I did get a hole, even though I did the crossover stitches. That hole is not actually where the needle change is. It's the last stitch from the previous one. The wrap and turn heel that I saw though, you come all the way to the end, wrap your first stitch on the instep needle, the top of the foot needle, then purl wet back, do the same thing, and then come back to knitting. And then you reestablish it in the round. And that's what I'm going to try next. That's going to prevent the hole. And I think that the final effect of that heel is going to be much nicer than these are. I'm having no problem with the 2 at a time and magic loop. I mean, I can magic loop. It's not my favorite, just because I'm really bad at over tensioning. You can see where that stitch is a little too tight there on the purl side. It's not so bad on the knit side, but it's from over tensioning at the gap between the needles. So I need to relax a little bit there. But my biggest issue that I'm having is I wish I had gone on to Ravelry and seen where people had made socks out of this yarn. If I had known this was going to pool the way it does, oh, let's be honest, I probably still would have bought it to try it, but I'm not hyper keen on the way the pooling is. There's no rhyme or reason for how it's pooling. It's not, even on the same sock, it's not a uniform thing. And this is supposed to be wildflowers. And I'm just not quite, versus how it looks in the ball. I'm just not quite feeling it. So the next pair I do, I will probably do a different stitch count and see if that kind of helps with the pooling. These are very tight to my foot. I'm about 1 inch away from starting the toe. And I will do a rounded toe with these just to see how I like it. I think next time I'm going to go up. I'm going to leave it on this size needle because I do like how dense those stitches are. That will make them wear a little bit longer because this is an 80% acrylic, 20% wool, not a 80% wool, 20% nylon or polyamide or rayon or something like that that we see in a lot of other sock weight sock yarns. And there are DK weight yarns specifically made for socks that are the same blend as the fingering weight yarns. This is just not one. I've got some like woolly sock, which is the same stuff that have held up beautifully over the years. So I figured I'd give this a shot, but I'll stick to the stitch count or stitch density using the size 3 needles. I will stick to this density. I will probably go up to 54 stitches instead of 48 stitches, which is what these are, and work it from there and see. And I am realizing I prefer cuff down socks. I have much less issue getting the perfect fit when I do cuff down. So I'm just not going to do toe up. I'm going to stick with cuff down. And next time, like I said, I'm going to try the wrap and turn heel instead of, and that's wrap and turn, not rapid turn. For years, I kept thinking people were saying rapid, as in the speed rapid. Wrap, W-R-A-P, and turn, wrap and turn. Slip stitch heel will be the next one that I try with that. And I will probably do, there's another toe I've been meaning to try, and I can't remember what that one's called. It's very similar to the wedge toe. It's kind of like the wedge and the round had a baby. So yeah, that'll be what I do next. I just got me some mixed feelings, but I'll probably use this one next if I don't use one of the sock yarns made for sock yarns. And this one is called Sunset. So we'll see with the extra stitches in there how the pooling changes, if that makes it a little bit better. All the socks I saw made, I didn't go through all the socks, but all the socks I saw made with that were about my size and doing a very similar stitch count to what I did on these. And a couple of people said the same thing about it when I was looking at some other people's comments on this yarn online. They said it doesn't pattern regularly, and they didn't like the way it pulled. A couple of people pulled their socks out because they didn't like the way it pulled. It didn't pull evenly. It didn't have any type of rhyme or reason to it. And it's a hair bit thinner than most people expected. I didn't think it was that thin. I don't think it's that thin. It is a thinner yarn, but I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it just says 3 light. It's not specifically a DK or, no, it is specifically DK. Never mind. It does say it right there. It's thinner. I think it's kind of like Woolies, where it will expand just a little bit too when you wash it. So the yarn is fine. I'm questioning whether or not it's great for small things like fingerless gloves and socks with the way it pulls. I think it would be better. I know Ross over at Smells Like Yarn did a beanie hat, his Ross hat with it. I think with that, you have enough stitches to where the patterning stays uneven and just looks interesting. It gives it that mottled, repeating look. But on something small like the socks, it's because it's, yeah. I'm over talking my explanations once again. So, but that's what I got done. I do have an order coming from Joann. So there were a couple of people who had asked whether or not I had tried some things, and I figured it's been a little while since I did a review. So I would grab 2 of the yarns to review. So I did order that on the Memorial Day sale. I am still waiting on part of the prizes for my make along. I don't know if this is going up on Thursday or Saturday this week. So I don't want to like repeat stuff that's already been said or maybe hasn't been said. So I'll just wait until the Mal video comes up. But I am waiting on some of the prize things to get here. We've had one order get canceled of some of the stuff I ordered over a month ago. So I'm not very keen on that. A little touch bit frustrated. And our new subscription box will be here soon. I've already started working on May's Yarn Yays, and I've got notes. So hopefully next week sometime the final review for Yarn Yay will go up. Unfortunately, I am filming this on Tuesday, so a lot can change between now and next week. So And like I said, I don't know if this is going up on Thursday or Saturday, so a lot could change. As I'm saying this, things could be totally different. I don't know. But I am working on a project with that and enjoying it so far. Our next yarn box has already shipped and should be here by next week. So I will do an unboxing and the final wrap up of Yarn Yay hopefully next week. And other than that, I think that's it. I think that's all the updates. I stayed under 20 minutes for 2 videos in a row. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't overtalk. I am trying to cut things into more manageable slices. Especially with on the weeks where I am planning on having 3 uploads in a week. I am trying to keep things more manageable. But anyway, you guys, I hope you're having a fantastic, lovely day. I love you all. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care.